Hodaki Big Show podcast.
We just mentioned noses there before, fellas, and you both have got a couple of snouts on you, don't you?
A couple of beakers, yeah.
Have you ever considered snipping off a couple of centimetres?
Off my downstairs?
No, off your snoz.
Oh, I have off my downstairs.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's too big, you know what I mean? But my nose, I could.
Because I was actually just looking at you in side profile there, Keezy.
Right, because I'm looking at you in straight profile, and that's a snoz.
And you've got a very, I don't know if anyone has ever said this to you, you've got a very Roman nose.
Oh, yeah. That's what they say to people with massive honkers.
Yeah, because it roams all over your face.
That's actually really funny. I think per capita, this show would have the biggest noses in radio.
There's a lot of nose.
I would say between the three of us, there is no radio show on the planet that comes close to the snoz of the Big Show.
No, I agree with that. And it is interesting because Keezy, with your snout,
right,
it doesn't work either because it's all clogged up.
I can't breathe through it.
Yeah.
So it's purely decorative.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a hell of a decoration.
Well, it's more of an abomination, really, isn't it?
Is this what this break is? Just
Well, no,
because you've got quite a fat nose.
Yeah,
yours is really wide.
Yeah, I've got a wide nose.
And you've got a combination of the two.
Yeah, well, not really.
Nah, yeah.
Mine's just a thin, humongous. It's sort of like a shark's fin.
Right, yeah.
Off a great white. But it's a big thing to have in the middle of your head.
I go killer whale.
Yeah. Oh, I just wondered if you guys had ever considered having any work done.
Keezy has.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty happy I'm pretty happy with my nose.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How come?
I mean, even though mine doesn't work as well as yours, you know, you guys must be able to smell so much stuff with those couple of honkers you guys are rocking.
Oh, totally we can, mate, totally.
Yeah.
And you'll find if you just lay off the beersies, Keezy, that nose might function a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just because yours is lit up like Rudolph. It's like bright red.
Have you got some major nest action going on in there or something? I don't know. Maybe there's just a bit too much dense forestry in there.
In my nose?
That's true.
Yeah, you need to clean it up
a bit of a clean out.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because your septum's deviated, eh, Mike?
Yeah, mine has, man.
Yeah.
Mine's completely on the wonk.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Oh, I can't remember, actually.
It's just wandering around with a big honker on yourself. You just bump it into stuff.
I actually was coming around a corner and somebody rode into it on a push bike.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
We've been aware of the fact over the last couple of days that we've been giving each other a fair amount of jip-re, our massive snozzes.
Yeah. For example, I mean, we've been giving, Keezy heaps of jip about his huge honker.
Yeah, his ski slope.
I feel terrible because me and you have been going to town on Mogie's huge snoz.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of that going
and then
on.
not to mention the fact that Hoity J has got a nose as wide as the Grand Canyon, you know?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And Minogue's got this bulb on his, So, but
we've already covered mine off.
Yeah. Now look. We've decided enough's enough.
Yeah.
We won't have bullying in the Big Show, will we, Minogue?
There's no bullying.
So we're going to start the HR jar. There will be no nose gags today, fellas. No mention of the word nose. And if any one of us, and the listeners have to hold us to this, mention the word nose, make a joke about noses, it's an instant $5 fine. Pugs is going to adjudicate.
Yep, producer Pugs.
Right. So no more nose jokes.
Yeah. Okay? And
okay, Keezy?
What do you mean, okay, Keezy? I mean,
I'm just making you very, very clear.
Okay, from now. Someone's just, this one might be for you, Keezy. Someone's texted in, big honker. Well, that doesn't count because that's a text.
Yeah, that's
a text. There's nothing I can do about that.
What about the fact that he said this one's for you, Keezy? I mean, that's $5 in the jar right there.
Well, I want to pass that one.
Because you read out the text, so I'm assuming that's for you. So this one here says big honker.
Right, that's for me, is it? Okay.
So that's the rule,
That's
boys.
for Keezy. The text just come through there. That's for Keezy.
Oh, okay.
So it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I read that,
What about this one here? It's probably for you, Jace. Big honker, big donkey.
That doesn't make any sense.
No. But that's what we're doing, all right, fellas? Are we agreed?
Okay. Yep.
Are we agreed?
No,
all
I'm
right.
happy with that.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Now, this isn't a nose gag. I just want to...
Wow. The fact that you have to even say that before you start.
Well, it's just... I'm wondering why you're grabbing your nose, Keezy, a lot. What's going on there? You've been doing this all night.
I do that. It's a nervous tick. For some reason, when I'm listening and thinking, I'll put my hands on
You can put as many hands over it as you want. We can still see it.
Yeah.
See, now that seems like a nose gag.
That's not a nose
By
gag.
the way,
No.
if you've just joined us, we've decided if anyone makes a nose joke, it's $5 into the
$5 in the HR jar.
So
yeah.
was that not a nose gag?
No, that was pointing out straight facts.
Right. So if we start pointing out straight facts, so if I just say,
Okay, let's see.
okay, because this is straight facts. So all right, playing by the rules. Both of you guys have got big noses.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say. No, you've both got big noses.
Pugs. $5, eh? Yeah, thanks, mate. That's $5.
No,
$5 easy in the
I was stating
HR
the
jar.
facts.
$5.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Hey, just one text. Choose one text there, Keezy, and that person is going to get some BK vouchers.
All right, here we go. G'day, you big nose sons of bitches. I don't want to hang out with you, but I'd love some free BK. Cheers. It's from Deborah.
Oh, Deborah, you foul-mouthed son of a...
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Now, you'll recall, fellas, the old Big Show HR jar.
Yeah.
Which I think we talked about, I think it was last Friday. I think we have the audio. Do we have the audio for that, Keezy?
That's right. We've got it right here.
We've decided enough's enough.
Yeah.
We won't have bullying in the Big Show, will we, Minogue?
There's no bullying.
So we're going to start the HR jar. There will be no nose gags today, fellas.
No.
Mention of the word nose. And if any one of us, and the listeners have to hold us to this, mention the word nose, make a joke about noses, it's an instant $5 fine. Pugs is going to adjudicate.
Yep, producer Pugs.
So no more nose jokes.
Yeah. Okay? And
Okay,
that's that.
Keezy? Because it just feels like to me, Mogi, and I don't know if you feel the same way, mate, that old Keezy's just been absolutely letting loose on the nose gags.
It's been pretty full on.
And if there's one thing I know about our great mate Pugs in Studio B, he is meticulous.
Yeah, that's
And he
right.
doesn't let anything slide by.
Yeah, so Pugs has been keeping an eye. He's been keeping a tally of who's been, this is meant to be a deterrent to stop the bullying. And so I guess we're going to find out who the biggest bully is.
Yeah, totally. Pugs, g'day, Pugs.
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Good. I feel good.
Before we get into this,
Sorry,
Keezy,
mate.
just
We're
hang
just
on.
still talking to Pugs over here.
hang on. I just feel like before we get into, if anyone's just joining us and wondering what all the nose stuff is about, all three of us, me, Mogi, and Jace, we've all got large noses.
Well,
$5.
No, this isn't
Should
me
I add
bullying
that onto
anyone.
the tally that I've
No,
got right
don't.
here?
yeah, do please.
Okay.
And this is our attempt to try and stop things.
Yeah.
Right, so, sorry, as you were.
Go on,
So you
Pugs,
want me to
get
jump
it.
in?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
what
cool.
are we? How's the HR jar looking here?
I've sort of nicknamed it. I give myself an update each day
Yes,
of
nice.
the honker tally.
Because
right?
you're a professional, Pugs. That's why.
Thank you.
What did
I
you
appreciate
say?
that a lot.
Honker tally.
A honker
Yeah,
tally.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
just what I call it. Nothing
Yeah,
about
yeah.
your noses, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just what
You've got
you
a really
say.
nice small nose, actually,
Yeah,
Pugs.
you've got a lovely
Deviated
nose.
septum too, would you believe?
Oh,
Oh,
looks
I didn't
good,
know
though.
that. I like
Seems
the
very nice.
ring
Appreciate
in
that.
your right nostril there.
Thanks. No,
Just
I
noticed that.
You wouldn't be able to
actually.
get that, Jace, because you need like a massive ring, like a giant one.
Okay,
Fri-
so that's two
fri-
since I've sat down.
Yeah, thank you,
Keezy.
Pugs. Yeah,
Right.
you'd need a bull
Chuck
ring.
those-
Shall I go
Keezy.
from the least to the
Oh,
most?
Yes,
Keezy with
please.
his hula hoop in his nose.
That's a big one.
Okay, for the sake of this tally, I'm not going to count the ones that have just been said
Okay,
since
all
I've been
right.
in here. But don't you complain.
Yeah.
Okay, so in third place, with the least amount of nose comments in the last week, with a total of 7, we've got Hoodie J.
Oh,
you.
that's very low.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
very low.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's that? So what's that? $35.
Yeah.
Second place
Right.
with 8, so only one more
Really?
is you.
Oh, man.
Mike
Mogi.
Minogue.
Yeah,
God, I've
that's-
been good,
that makes
actually.
sense.
Now
that makes
that
total
leaves-
sense.
Oh, now God. Oh, God.
First place. And this is not, I haven't skewed these results. You're looking at me like
promise,
there's
Pugs?
messing with the data.
Because
I'm not.
this isn't a nose gag, but I smell a bit of a rat here. There's something weird going on.
I'm amazed you smell anything.
The results tally breaks could just be you guys having a chance to let loose. Okay, Keezy, you have a total of 10.
Oh,
last week.
okay.
But
What?
there's in brackets here. I've got a +1 milky eye comment.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
that's right.
yeah.
I don't
that's
know
all
if
good.
you guys want to add a monetary value to
Nah,
that.
that's okay.
Look, I was
It's just like a
pretty-
bonus.
I just want to say I was pretty hurt by the milky eye comment, and
Yeah,
you know, and we are big. We are big on the big show about not bullying.
Yeah, we are.
You know,
Are we,
and,
though?
and it's and
We
it's-
are.
and
Well,
it's something that
Jason and I
matters.
certainly are.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I mean, you're streaming out ahead there. You're leading by more than a nose.
Well, hey,
Well, I guess by
That's
your
9.
nose.
That's 9.
No, not counting these. He already said.
oh,
Yeah,
is this
yeah,
just a
yeah.
safe space
Well,
just to
you've
rag
already
on
let
everyone's nose?
flow 3 since I came in here.
Right.
yeah. Well, okay. Thanks for that, Pugs. We appreciate it, mate, because we want you to keep an eye on it because we know that. You know, Keezy can get a bit carried away sometimes.
He picks on us.
And he does pick on us a little bit, and
Do I pick on you?
you know, yeah.
Right, okay. Actually, with that honker, when you when you do pick your nose, you probably need a spade.
I was waiting for that.
And I will say, I think those numbers are a little on the low side. I feel
Yes.
like we do dozens a day.
Thanks, Pugs.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Got a great mate, Pugs, in the studio. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
Doing a
doing
great job, Pugs. You're doing a great job, mate.
I really appreciate that, mate.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
A lot of great feedback.
Hey, now listen, we created the HR jar, didn't we, Mogi?
We did, yeah. We sort of thought that some of the comments that were being directed at various members of the Big Show team could probably be classified as bullying, and we
Yes.
don't tolerate bullying. We don't
Not
stand
in this
for
workplace.
it. No,
Not in
we
this
will not
studio.
allow it. And so, anytime anybody says anything about, for example, Keezy's massive honker, or
Yeah,
my
yeah.
massive honker, or Hoodie J's massive honker, just for equality's sake, there.
Yeah.
Then $5 had to go into the HR jar. That's been increased to $10 because actually it seemed to encourage people.
Yeah, it did, actually.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand. So I've increased that to $10. Keezy has been the worst offender for the only 2 weeks that we've been taking stock of this. We're trying to rein in his behaviour, but it's proving difficult.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
Look, hang on.
it's one of those things, isn't it? The reason we created the HR jar was to try and get a curb on the bullying going on in the studio, and Keezy's proven himself to be a horrendous bully.
Oh, yeah.
He's,
Oh, have I?
he's been massively machine gunning the insults
hang
out
on,
to
hang
He
on.
us,
has
mate.
actually.
You know,
He has. He's been. That's a great way to put it, Chase. Absolutely spraying the room with with jibes and insults.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, can I just say, it's always you two v me. I've never... Mano, can you look at Jace right now and tell him he's got a massive
See, and
schnoz?
now he's trying to make other people bullies as well. And
That's
this is
what
the
I mean.
thing. He's,
Yeah,
he's what
yeah.
I call at high school. He's a bad example.
Yes.
He's a bad egg.
Yeah,
He's a
totally.
rotten apple.
I feel like this is bullying right
If
here.
my kids were friends with him, I'd say no
Yeah,
more.
no
more.
Stay away from old Keezy. He's no good. Now,
Did you say no's good?
At the last telly, Pugs,
Yeah.
old Keezy was way
He
out
was
in
right
front.
out in front,
He was
yeah.
way out in front in terms of the HR
He
jar.
actually, he was leading by more than a nose.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally
my God.
was. He was. So where
That's
are we
$10.
at now, mate? Where are we at now?
All right, so I'll go through the placings like I have the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Obviously, as we know, we've gone up to $10 this time
Yeah,
around. So I'll say
yeah.
the total of gags and then the total money owed.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so coming in third place, we've got Mr. Mike Minogue.
Yeah, again.
With a total of 28, owing $175.
Is that for the last week?
No, that's the total.
Yeah. It was right.
175 buckaroonies.
$175 owed by Mike Minogue.
Up until now, or including the last week?
This is including the last week.
Okay.
175.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah. The numbers have actually taken a slight dip since
So how
the
many was
last
there
week.
this week, though? That's what I want to know.
Oh,
Do
you
we
want to know
that?
last week?
We can look into that later.
yeah,
mate. We don't have it on hand.
I think you had about 21 or something.
Yeah, pretty
but-
good.
So you've slowed
I'm happy
things
with
down.
that.
Yeah.
Second place, Hoodie J,
Yes.
30. So only a
Okay.
couple of more than Minogue. Owing $190 total.
Yeah.
Old first place. Keezy.
What?
You got a total of 36, man. So you owe about $295, if I'm not mistaken.
$295.
Yeah.
$295.
That's $660 total in the kitty.
And I've got to be honest with
Is
you,
that on the nose?
fellas.
It's going to be an upmarket curry.
We are paying up on this.
Are we?
Yeah, we are totally paying up on this.
Right.
Now look, just on that, Pugs, I believe you've put together a bit of a compilation, which we'll get into after the next song, of just how out of control Keezy's got.
It's not just me. In fact, I bet it shows that you're the worst offender.
Is that right?
Look, the numbers are the thing. It's how many times you're doing it, and the quality of the joke, Keezy, the joke, and words hurt. It's not measured on that, is it? It's the fact that you've made the attempt to hurt someone's feelings.
Right, okay.
And just because Jace is better at it than you doesn't mean he should be sort of punished for that.
Thanks, Pugs. Good on you for keeping score, mate.
And I'm wondering, I don't know,
Yeah.
man, are we going to increase the fines? Because once again, Keezy is just going absolutely
ballistic. $15?
$20.
$20. All right.
$20.
That's fine. Yeah, right. Whatever.
Jeez, he says whatever, but I'll be honest with you, I think he's got his massive nose out of joint.
Stop using that joke.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The HR jar, Keezy running away with it at the moment with the insults on the old snoz. And Pugs, our main man in Studio B, has put together a compilation, evidence, I guess we'd call it.
Yeah, that's
It is.
right. Yeah, Keezy's sort of contesting the numbers there, but I think when you listen to this, Keezy, you'll see that it's undeniable, brother.
Just before we play this, if you are just joining us, you don't know what the hell's going on. All three of us, especially Minogue and Hoyt, have got massive noses. So it's pretty much been fair game as far as the nose insults go. So here's a wee compilation of how we've been so far.
Most myself, I think, they pick apart.
You can pull the front end off a Hilux and replace that nose on your head there if you
you
want.
get down to old pick a nose.
Hey guys, my partner's got a massive nose and it makes it real hard to get any kiss action going. What should I do?
Keezy,
What?
Yeah, what do you reckon, Keezy?
you should answer this one, brother.
Yeah.
I just can't relate at all.
It's your court.
Our local expert.
Can I reiterate, all three of us have massive noses, not just me.
That's
Yeah.
$5.
No.
Thanks, Pugs.
This one here says you can't use it as a toothbrush anymore, but you can use it to clean that giant snoz.
You usually use a toilet brush for your schnoz though, don't you?
$5, Pugs.
Well, no, I'm just
$5.
carrying on what they started.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, that's
the
why
problem.
it's
Right, okay,
$5.
Yeah.
Anyone knows, Keezy knows about that sort of stuff. So
Hang on, what? $5, Pugs.
What? What do you mean?
You said if anyone knows, Keezy knows.
Yes, totally you do, mate. You love your...
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wasn't a nose joke?
Pardon?
Were you hanging your head in shame or just because your neck muscles gave way from supporting that snout of yours all day?
That's $50.
No,
for that
that's
one.
fine.
Oh,
No.
actually, haven't we put it up to $10?
Yeah, we have put it up
That's
to
up
$10.
to $10.
$10, thanks,
$10 for that one there.
So you don't end up looking like a dir brain on the day.
Yeah. Because I'd be worried about that.
You'd be worried about that most days, wouldn't you?
$5, Pugs.
What?
That was nothing to do with your honker.
Nothing to do.
No, that's $5. He said honker.
This is getting out of hand, Keezy.
Keezy is
I
that's
at
just,
no point mentioned your massive snout
Okay.
during that. I don't know what's got into you today, Keezy,
What?
but you're leaning towards a massive dedouche.
Yeah.
Bring it on, mate.
And let me say, I've got one hell of a target in mind.
$5, Pugs.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no,
You were
it's not
staring.
$5.
I did not.
No, $5.
He was staring at my nose.
No
mention
way.
your nose.
Well, he's not staring at your nose. You can't look past
Yeah,
the
well,
bastard.
that's exactly.
Okay, $5, Pugs.
Yeah, that's $5. Pugs. Fair
Stop
enough.
it. I wasn't even going to bring up noses, to be honest with you, Keezy. But
Right.
once again, you've just delved into the pot there, which is funny given the size of your honker. What did you collect, New Zealand? Text us 3483.
Keezy, all he collects now is huge boogers in that massive
All right,
beaker.
$20.
Well, you know what they say about people with big noses,
What?
Keezy.
What? They're called Hoyt and Minogue. I thought I was more of like a Andrew Ettinghausen looking kind of guy, or a
no.
Sonny Bill.
More like
No.
the elephant man.
Pugs, $110, please.
You did at one point consider a nose piercing when you were a...
But it was the second part of that joke.
No, I'm just saying you were just considering a nose piercing, which I thought was,
Yeah, I was.
Can't really
Thank you.
see like a cowbell or something.
There it is.
Boy, you're out of control, Keezy.
I'm
you
out of
have to
control.
rein it in.
You
mate.
serious?
You have to rein
Man.
it in.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
All right, fellas. I feel like we're reaching a point now with Honker chat where we need to resolve things one way or t'other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, because then the reason I've even suggested this is that we all have massive honkers, right?
Wow.
Especially you guys. But what happens is it turns from all of us against one another into both of you going at my snout, which isn't even that big. You know what I mean?
Compared to what?
Well, to be fair, it's the biggest target, Keezy.
See? See? He says compared to what you say.
Well,
is the
you were
biggest target.
talking, though, so,
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
exactly.
But we put the question out there on 3483. Are you guys sick of nose jokes yet? A lot of great text coming through. For example, the reason Hoodie J could freedive so deep is because his honker is basically a boat anchor dragging him down to the sea floor. When your three beaks get nosebleeds, your red blood cell count cuts in half. It would be deep sea trawling if old Keezy were face down in the water freediving. Can't do that anymore, unfortunately. Surprise! See, this is what I mean. Surprise! Keezy can even read text with that gargantuan nose blocking his view.
Fair cool.
No.
Well,
I can read text.
I'm just making the point that I always have to look around it to see Mogi, is my point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Forget you trying to read texts.
So when I face forward, you can't see past it.
Well,
Well, this one here says, don't you dare stop the honker chat. The only reason, and this other one here on 3483, the only reason to listen to this rubbish radio station is to hear about those huge honkers of yours. So it's pretty well split. But I guess I think the only way to really get to the bottom of it is we need to determine who has got the biggest honker.
Oh, I'm already doing that right now. Look at you.
Yeah.
It's not hard to
But
figure
I
out.
think there is a way to, there is a way to work it out, and that
Yes,
is you
there
get
is.
somebody that is an absolute expert
Specialist.
in massive honkers, and that is Keys.
Yeah.
I was like, here we go. Here we go. yeah, I'll do that.
We'll get a rhinoplasty doctor, surgeon,
Yes.
or what do you call them? Plastic surgeons.
Plastic surgeon.
They're dealing with honkers all the time. Get them to come in here, measure us up, or
We need a
Go on,
surveyor
get it
to do
out,
your
get it,
nose,
yeah,
mate.
yeah, that's right. Or weigh them, or however they do it.
Well, how do they measure mountains, basically? Because that's what we're going to need for your two schnozzers. Like the heights and what's, distance above sea level. That's what we'll do for you guys.
Which is, when I'm looking at your ski slope there, Keezy, down this, no way, mate.
Right,
no way.
old Kilimanjaro hoodie.
But I think you're right. I think that's what we need to do. We need to get a professional in here.
Yeah,
to
that's
sort
right.
it out once and for all.
Yeah.
King of the snars.
Yeah, king of the schnoz. And then at that point, I think we could probably put it to bed, or at least focus on the person who truly deserves it.
Yeah,
while
yeah.
leaving those of us
Well, I
like
think
me
it-
with tiny little, beautiful little schnoz I've got.
Here's
Leave them alone.
Here's the deal, I reckon. Whoever has got the biggest snoz, right, gets punished relentlessly and cannot.
Cool
and
deal.
Cannot,
That's a great
and
deal.
cannot respond to all the snoz jokes, all right?
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like the plan to me.
I feel like you guys are going to stitch it up, though, so it's me. I have to sit here.
There's nothing that I could do, and also you never cheat in these things. You want to know what the real deal is.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
there's
So we
something-
agreed, a professional?
Now there's something that's come through here.
Right.
This text has come through here. It says enough of the nose stuff, and also my wife.
My way!
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki. This is breaking news.
For those listeners that are regular listeners to the show, they'll know that there's been a bit of toing and froing, hasn't there, fellas, regarding particularly your two massive snozzers. Some punches have been thrown over the last, I'd say month, really. It's been
longer than that.
Has
Few
it been
months.
longer than that?
Yeah.
It's been going on a long time.
Not as long
Almost
as your
long
nose.
as Keezy's
Yeah, you got it
nose.
there first.
Damn it. But I believe now we have some breaking news, Pugs. We've got Pugs from Studio B in with us. What's going on, mate?
Yeah, g'day. Look, I understand you guys really want some results here.
Yes.
And you want to see who has the biggest schnoz out of everybody at
Well,
the
I
table.
think
And
we
to
all
put it to
know,
bed,
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mike.
I have sourced a reconstructive and cosmetic surgery expert.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Oh, geez.
A doctor, a real doctor, who's going to come away from working with patients and come in here and measure all of your noses in his special way, however he does it before doing rhinoplasties.
Right.
And he's going to...
Wait, so we're going to know once and for all who's got the biggest nose.
Right, when's this?
He's going to come in Thursday.
Beautiful. So Thursday, we're going to have a measure up, and then we're going to find out who has got the biggest schnoz of all. And not that it matters.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Why are you guys looking at
Not that
me?
it matters.
I just think you and I feel that way, Mogi.
Oh,
I mean, we're
100%.
like, whatever, but old Keezy, he's a little bit anxious.
Well, the reason I'm anxious is because I'm already wearing it quite a lot. So if I have scientific proof that, yes, Keezy has the biggest schnoz on the big show, I think that'll be the end of me on the show. Nah, it won't be.
No, you'll be fine, mate.
But, so, yes, oh, God.
Well, looking forward to it. It's exciting, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It's very exciting news,
And
Mogi.
so, if you think you know who's got the biggest schnoz, why don't you text into 3483?
Yeah, cool, that'll be fun.
Hoity, Keezy or Mogi.
Yeah. Definitely.
And whoever's right will go to the draw for a photo with a massive schnoz.
Oh, wow, that's a great prize, yeah.
So good.
All right, well, thanks for organising that, Pugs. Can't wait to...
Oh,
What?
before you go, Pugs,
Yeah.
very quickly.
Oh, yeah?
Have we sorted out the final fine, the fine system?
Yeah, I'm definitely still counting all the fines, man.
that's
Definitely
right.
still
Yeah,
tallying
It's
that
about
up.
$1,000 each, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
roughly.
right, because it was $5 originally for every nose joke. But yeah.
And, that
But-
just
and then
didn't
it
put
became
anybody
10 and
off,
then it
was
became 20.
yeah, right, okay.
All right, good on you, Pugs.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Coming up next on the Big Show, Dr. Deschalain, plastic surgeon who
And
will be
stallion.
and stallion of a man who will be doing the measuring of the Big Show noses and snouts, and a little bit later on the show we'll have the final results, fellas.
Hooter Tooter Honker Beaker Snout.
Yeah, beautiful.
This has been an ongoing thing for the past 2-3 months.
Yeah.
We all realise we each have massive noses, especially Minogue, and we realise it's open slather.
And it was, that was the thing. It was like, you don't want to bully people. You don't want to separate them from the herd.
No.
You don't want to single anyone out for some kind of a weird defect. And so because we all had big honkers, we could just hammer each other for that. No one would feel bad because everyone else had a big honker.
Yeah.
But it has been going on for a while. There's been conversations amongst the people that own NZME that perhaps it's time to move on from this sort of chat.
Sure, yeah.
Suggestions that all we've got is nose chat as well.
Well, there is a bit of that.
Yeah, well, that was
I
actually...
don't know what we're going to do without it.
we'll have to shorten the show right up.
Yeah.
But we
One break an hour, I reckon we can manage.
Did you say one beak an hour or one break?
No, one break.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Even the post that we did today saying we're going to reveal the biggest honker at 5 o'clock, the comments on that. For example, Keezy will take the win on length. This is from Scott on Instagram. Jace will be width, and Mogi will win coolest hat. Hoity J's withered legs suggests there is too much blood in the nose for any real leg growth. That's from Jace on the Instagram.
From me.
If it's not Honker Hoyt, then this whole thing is a sham. That's from Ollie on the Instagram. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I tell you what, as I said, Mogi, Dr. Deschalain is coming in next. He's out, and I can see him out in the office there. He looks official. He looks legit.
Yeah, he looks hot.
He looks very hot.
He's my cup of tea. Can I say that?
Sure.
Obviously, I'm spoken for, but
Can I say also, he looks like he's about 60-something.
Huh?
Balding slightly. Is that your guys' cup of tea? It's all good. Just wondering.
Yummy cup of tea.
Well, I'm glad you described him like that as he's just coming into the studio, Keezy.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Good one.
He's not going to be happy with you. He might put an extra couple of inches on your honker there.
That's all good.
No one
Keezy.
didn't even notice.
Yeah, I was going to say he doesn't need to, Mogi.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Boy, oh boy, here we are, fellas.
Hey,
Snoz chat. And it's been going on for a very, very long time. And Keezy's been copping it quite a lot, I think it's fair to say, Mogi, and rightly so.
Although we've recorded all of the accusations, and Keezy had the most.
Yeah, yes,
and
he did.
The slush
Well, that's
fund
because
the most.
it's me defending myself against you two.
And that, which means he's taking us out for dinner. But really exciting news. We have an absolute bona fide professional in the studio with us, Dr. Tristan Deschalain. Did I say that right?
You sure did.
Welcome. Now, tell us a little bit about what you do, Dr. Tristan.
Well, I am a plastic surgeon. I do a fair amount of reconstruction, so putting people together after accidents or having had a cancer resection.
Sure.
But I also do a fair amount of aesthetic or cosmetic work as well.
Yeah. Can I just put it to you, just off the bat here, blindly? just without any measuring tools, looking around the three of us here, what's your instinct in terms of the snoz here? Just looking at us just naturally, what's your vibe here? Who do you feel like's got the biggest nose?
Just while you're talking there, I couldn't help but notice what a massive honker you've got.
Side on, eh? Side on.
Well, I have seldom seen three such imposing noses.
So I understand the procedure specifically regarding noses, rhinoplasty.
Correct.
And you're explaining before the show, plasty means anything that you do, rhino specific to the nose.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. And can I just ask really quickly, Dr. Tristan, is there any benefit that you can see to actually having a large schnoz like Mogi has? Is there any... Do people ever come in and say, hey, I'd love a big nose?
Oh, good question,
Well,
Keezy.
one way of looking at it is air is free, and a bigger nose, you get more share of it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Keezy,
nice.
you'd be raking it in. Another question that I've got just on Keezy over here.
Hang on.
If you were to go to work on him, and obviously it'd be a long-term sort of a job, you had to set aside sort of 12 to 18 months to work your way through it. You'd make a fortune off it, Dr. Tristan. Would it sort out that nasal way of talking he's got?
I don't have a nasally voice.
I like a challenge.
Yeah. Absolutely. Can I ask you just on that front, in terms of rhinoplasty, how common is that? Would that be one of the more common cosmetic surgeries that you would undertake?
Yes, I think it would be.
Yeah.
Right. It is definitely up there.
And is it mostly males or females?
Almost I'd say about 75% females.
Yeah, right. Because men don't really care, although, in some cases,
Why didn't you
i.e. these two, they should.
Yeah.
Right.
I was actually amazed because when you came in and I was genuinely curious regarding how do you actually measure the nose, and you just pulled out a simple ruler. Is
Sure.
it really that? But where are you sort of, how do you do it? What are you specifically focused on?
Well, what we use as an aesthetic guide are what are called the neoclassical canons, which are measurements from antiquity, really.
Yes.
And if you look at a nose in terms of proportion, the length of the nose should be about 1/3 if you divide the face up into thirds horizontally.
Yes.
Right.
From the eyebrow to the hairline would be 1/3, from the top of the nose to the bottom would be 1/3, and from the base of the nose to the chin would be 1/3.
Right, so Jace is rocking a third, a sort of a half,
here
a
we
third
go.
situation. And also, you did bring in a little ruler. Is that enough to measure Mogi's nose, or do you need to get, like, sort of surveying equipment and things like that?
I brought a big ruler.
Oh, yeah,
A
good.
meter ruler.
Well, Dr. Tristan, I'll tell you what, we'll just hold it there. We'll go to a tune and we'll come back.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
We've got the one and only Dr. Tristan Duchelaine in the studio with us at the moment, plastic surgeon. So what we're going to do, Dr.
I've got another question before you click into it.
Yes, do.
I guess there's a few different ways to calculate what a big nose is, because if you look at Jay's, he's sort of got a very wide honker.
It's massive, yeah.
Keezy's very long from top to bottom, from sort of the bridge all the way down to the end of that massive snout.
Whereas yours is just a
Myself
big mess.
completely normal. So I guess when you're measuring it, are you going for an overall volume, or like what? How will you differentiate? Because although we've all got big noses, they are quite different in their own way.
Sure. One of the things you're looking at is the width of the nose in comparison to the width of the face.
Yes.
So you want proportions. The width of the nose should be about 1/5 of the width of the face, so 20%. We've talked about height, but you'd also want to look at the shape of the nose. And in profile, you'd be looking at how much of a hump.
You're in a world of trouble there,
Thank you,
mate.
the profile. So is that something where you'd sort of have a look at the profile there and go from the lip, and how far out here does it come? Away? Or is it
That's the projection of
the
the nose.
projection?
Oh, you're in a world of pain there, Keezy.
And it can be balanced by things like the chin or the brow ridge.
Yeah, well,
Right,
I've got
okay.
quite good brows.
Yeah, well, and just like looking around the room, have you got an instinctual desire to change someone's nose? And if so, whose is it and why is it Mogi's?
Where do I begin?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, be along. And just generically in terms of a rhinoplasty in the cosmetic sense, what sort of time frame are you looking at? The operation, then how long after
Why is
that?
that?
Jason's looking to
Well,
get on
I'm
the
just
list.
wondering how long Keezy's going to be off work for.
I usually tell people they need to be lying low for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, Keezy.
Pretty hard for you guys to lie low,
You can
though,
do that
because
over
your nose
Christmas.
sticks up. So it's like a shark.
Well, I'll tell
in
you
the
what we're
water.
going to do, Dr. Tristan. We're gonna end it here, and in the break, you are going to actually officially measure our noses. Are you comfortable with that?
I'm quite comfortable with that.
Okay,
Right,
are
get your
you
step
ready,
ladder ready.
fellas?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, let's bring it on.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
And the measuring has been done by Dr. Tristan
Pretty quick.
Dishalane here. He's efficient, isn't he?
Well, he's done a few in his day,
yeah.
from the sounds of it.
Yeah,
so.
very much. So we've got Pugs in with the official
G'day.
results. And g'day, Pugs. How you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Have you had a little sneak? Have you?
I'm feeling tense.
Oh,
I feel
yeah,
like
there's
I've got a lot of power right now.
Yeah, it's a tense moment. But listen, the reason we're doing this, because we wanted to draw a line under it, didn't we,
Yeah.
Mogi? Okay? Keezy, you listening?
Yeah.
Keezy.
What?
Keezy.
What?
Pretty nervous in this,
He's been
studio,
very
I've got to
quiet,
say.
hasn't he?
There's a lot of pacing me going on
Yeah,
around here.
my word. The reason we're doing, because we want to draw a line on it, because this has been going on for some time, because this is what the show's been sounding like, fellas.
First 5 minutes, Warriors were
Don't
looking
speak
good.
unless you've been spoken to,
Executing
Keezy.
Yeah,
perfectly,
totally.
you know,
Yeah.
getting through their sets every
But
time.
I sort of understand what's happening
had
here.
to
He
kick
can't
it.
help but put his massive honker in where it's not wanted.
10
Yeah.
mil rupees.
What would you do with that?
Oh,
Nose job.
I tell you what I'm watching right now. Old Keezy getting interviewed about just winning the world titles in some third-rate racing car championship.
Formula
I tell
E.
you what, he'd have trouble getting any speed up with that honker. You know what I'm saying? What people don't know about me is I'm actually a very generous man.
No, I know, because they've never seen
In
it.
the nose department.
There is a way to work it out, and that
Yes,
is you
there
get
is.
somebody that is an absolute expert in,
Specialist.
in massive honkers, and that is Keys.
Yeah.
I was like, here we go.
Didn't you get like a table tennis ball stuck up one of your nostrils
That's it.
sometime,
They had to make another rule that if somebody was throwing the ball, Keezy couldn't inhale through his nose at the other end and get sucked
Stuck it
straight up the
out.
bastard there. I think if you got the cash out, you made a big pile of it, it'd be almost as massive as your honker,
Honker,
Keezy.
yeah.
Well, that's not very much then. That wouldn't get you very far.
They can ask any question they want.
Yeah, totally,
text us
mate.
through 3483, like, how does Keezy stay standing up with all the weight front-loaded on that massive honker?
I was making television last night.
Oh, well, you old embarrassing bodies because of that massive schnoz of yours.
Oh, Lordy.
Absolute all-timer.
So,
That one there from Keezy was a...
Yeah, that was a cracker.
He was. He had a
They
good
walked
day
right
that
into
day,
that.
actually.
Yeah.
so how's this going to work? So I think the first thing we need to
I'm
get...
a bit concerned, I've got to say, that most of that was me bagging Keezy. But so
Yes.
I've got a feeling that I'm going to be the biggest snoz here.
I really hope it is you. So obviously the first thing we need to do is establish who is the smallest nose, right?
Yeah.
Rule that person out. So maybe we'll do that first, Pugs. Is that all right?
Absolutely, that's fine. I've got my folder here that says Pugs Only.
All right.
Yeah.
Top secret folder.
Okay, so I've got the placings
Before
right
you
here.
just give us the results,
Oh, yeah,
because you
sure.
know them, Pugs. Were you surprised? Was there anything that alarmed you?
I can't say that I was surprised
Okay.
by this one.
Okay. So in third place.
All right, here we go.
With a deviation of 24.6% from the normal, Keezy.
Yes! Yes! Oh, get that in here, you big snout weirdos. Oh.
I got a feeling it's me, Hoodie Joe. I think you're okay,
Can you
mate.
smell it? Can you?
Yeah, I can.
I bet you can.
I can smell defeat.
Oh, my goodness.
So you're safe, Keezy.
I've got a tiny little nose. What was I even thinking? Why was I even worried? Oh, my goodness. This is like winning 100
what was
throbbers.
the measurement there? The 20...
24.6%
I don't know what that
positive
means.
deviation from what the normal is, according to Dr. Dishalone.
So it's still above average.
Absolutely.
what that is?
So that's 24.6%.
Shut up, Jace. I got the smallest nose.
Oh, God. Get
Yes.
it over and done with.
All right, ready for the number one? We'll go straight to who's got the biggest, eh?
Oh, you
Yeah,
have
straight
to.
to the
Yeah,
biggest.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, here we go.
biggest, yeah.
Big old drum roll.
with 26.5%, Hoity J.
Oh, yeah. Captain Honker, Hoity J.
I just want to say, fellas, that I'm humbled.
I can't understand. You're so nasally.
I knew.
At least tearing up.
I knew when you were your arm was leaning towards Mogi that you were going to point at me, and I'm devastated.
Yeah.
I'm gutted, but I'll take it on the snoz.
I'd like to say it's nice for you to finally get a win, brother.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The doctor has spoken and the results have been decided. If you're just joining us in terms of who has the biggest honker on the Big Show, Keezy. No, Keezy surprisingly, Mogi, coming in at third place.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a shock.
Mogi
A close
second to Hoity J.
A close second to Keezy's third.
Yeah.
And then distantly in front.
Way out on the horizon there.
Old Hoity J. Talk us through the numbers there, Pugs.
Yeah, so do you want all the numbers for the overall, or you want to jump straight into horizontal and vertical?
Just give us how close those percentages
Yeah,
were.
totally. So Keezy, 24.6%. Mike, 24.89%. So
Very
pretty close there.
Very
pretty
close.
And that's- 0.29.
And that's the percentage above the norm,
Yes.
I think.
So,
Yeah.
so norm, I guess, is
Zero.
the term that the doctor used.
Like your
is
nose.
what he
Pugs.
considers.
Like your nose.
Yeah.
That's kind of normal.
Yes.
Well, mine's deviated. So.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Yeah, we were.
You
I
get
don't know.
deduced.
Yeah, probably. And in first place, 26.5%, obviously, Hoity J. So you got a couple of percents there.
Couple of
difference.
percents there.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Couple
let's
of
not,
percents.
let's not focus on the couple of percent.
No, you just-
Suffice to say, I've got the biggest snoz, all right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
how do you feel about that, by the way? Because right now you're taking it on the chin.
I feel proud, actually. I weirdly feel more manly.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, they do say big nose, big hose.
They do.
Exactly. Yeah. But now, whilst I'll cop this,
Yeah.
there is vertical and horizontal as
That's
well.
right, that's right. So those overall ones were calculated from the horizontal and vertical measurements that
Yes.
Dr.
Yeah.
Duchelaine made. So if we go into the horizontal measurements, in third place for that, we've got Chris Key again.
Hey.
With
tiny nose Keezy.
17.7%.
Vertical.
That is for horizontal.
For horizontal.
So that's a width, that's
Yeah,
a breadth.
yeah.
He's
right
he's
there.
got a ski ramp, so
Yeah.
Jace.
Second place, Hoity J, 22.5%. And then significantly ahead, we've got Mike Minogue, 32.43%
Wow.
horizontal
It's
deviation.
crazy, isn't it? Because to the eye, all of us, and Jace yourself, you thought you would have the widest.
yes.
But it's to do
But
with
I
the
guess
width
it's
of
in
your face.
it's in proportion to
yes.
the rest of your
Yeah,
face.
yeah, would be.
So Jace may have a wider nose than me, but in proportion to his face, it looks normaler.
Yes,
Is that
yes.
what we're saying?
So
Yeah,
your
it's
nose.
closer to what the norm proportion is.
Yeah.
So your nose is like someone's tried to park like a Hummer
That's
in
right.
a small single
Acro-
garage.
yeah,
I
that's
was waiting
right,
for
across
that.
the
I was
footpath.
waiting. But I'm interested in the
You're interested in the vertical,
yeah,
are you?
the vertical because there's got to be a runaway winner there, surely.
It's an interesting flip. So Mike Minogue vertically has the least deviation, 17.35%.
yes.
Thank you, Will. Thank you.
And then
I thought I'd be in the running for that one.
Right.
Yeah?
But instead you're rocking a chode nose.
I've got a wide one, yeah.
it's interesting. Second place, Hoity J, 30%.
Oh, Keezy, that's a
and then
shame,
Keezy
mate.
takes it out, the vertical measurement, 31.5.
31!
1 point. That's massive.
Right.
But it's good. It's been shared around there.
It
so,
has, it has.
unsurprisingly, we each get to hammer each other with something at some point, if we
So-
need, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to be that we each have, one has the widest, one has the longest, and one has the biggest,
And it's
so that
literally
we
what's
can all
happened.
be bagged still.
So yours
it would
is
have
the
been
widest.
terrible if we had somebody that was the widest, the longest, and the biggest.
Well, that would have
That
been
would've
funny if all three were Hoyt. That would have been great.
Oh, it
but
would've been, yeah.
So yours is the widest.
Yep.
Yours is the longest.
Mine's the longest,
the
and
longest.
Jace, yours overall is just a freak show.
So I came in second in both those ones. So
You did, yeah.
So obviously my overall average, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Mind you, I'm going to go and get a second opinion, obviously.
Oh, I wouldn't go asking people to tell you what they think about your nose, mate.
Yeah, I can give you that for free right now if you want.
A second doctor's opinion, thanks.
Oh, yeah. Because I was just going to say it's massive as well, yeah.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
We were just having a little chat with old Pugs in Studio B there, and he's informed us someone got in contact with him. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, Mogi, but old Keezy.
What?
He's getting a little bit carried away, and I can just feel like the honker chat's coming back in.
It is coming back in, but you're throwing some punches yourself, Jace.
It's almost like you started it.
I think that I'm the only one that stopped.
I'm appalled by, frankly, because we drew a line under that.
Well, I'll tell you what we should do. Why don't we make it, anybody makes a honker joke, $100.
Hear that, Keezy?
How does that sound? And I reckon we run it, we've got to pay it. We all agree that that's what it's going to be, so it's got to be a ripper.
That's
She's got to be a bloody
terrible idea.
Keezy doesn't like it. Jace, best you and I agree on that, mate?
Getting back to my point about what Pugs was saying to us. So someone sent in from November 2021.
Charlie Kinney, by the way.
Charlie Kinney, which is almost the first ever honker chat.
So he's going back. He's listening to the hits from the start.
Yes.
And
Which
he's
I highly
uncovered
recommend.
the first honker.
I don't recommend it. It's not as good back then.
And it's fascinating because we've all been sitting here in the studio going, who was the one that instigated the honker chat? And my vibe and my very strong sense is...
Nobody's been asking who did it. I think we all think it was me.
It would be Mogi.
I actually disagree. I don't think it was you. I think it'll be Jace.
Oh, really?
Because you've got a side-on view to me, and you can...
Pugs, $100, mate.
No, I'm saying you started it. That's not finable. But it's interesting because this is the first time anyone's nose size has been brought up, and 2 years later, it's almost torn the show apart.
Yes.
Wow. Brought us together.
It's brought us together.
Yeah.
Nose to
Backbones.
nose.
I was going to say nose.
What do they call it? Bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper, yeah.
So none of us have heard this before.
Well, that's a hell of a bumper you got there, let me just say.
Jace.
$100. $100.
No, I didn't agree to it.
Jace, okay, we measured. You've got the biggest nose, all right? Everyone knows that. It's like Mount Everest. Now, what we're going to do here is listen, we've never heard this before, and find out who started all of this. Here is the old clip from 2021.
How are you, by the way? You well?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm just growing this sick mo and this sick mullet.
Mine's taking a little longer than I would like.
To be fair to you, though, I think it's probably the length is probably the same as Chris's and mine.
Yeah.
It's hard to see yours because it's in the shadow of your nose.
No, fair call, man. Fair call. That was actually the thing too, to be fair, that shocked me the most when we did the mullet and the mow was how massive my nose was.
Oh.
Because my wife took some photos at home, and my side profile was shocking to me. Absolutely.
It ain't a great look. And
it's
I'm not
huge.
saying about yours, but it's mine as well. I've got a humongous beaker on me. And
So do I, though.
I took
Yeah,
I know. Yours is next level, though. Yours
that is
out of
massive,
control,
actually,
bro.
now that I look at
No,
yours.
it's shocking.
It's a massive nose.
Shocking. But I took a selfie this morning just to check on me old growth, because I'm going to do it every single day, just so I can, see how it's all going there. And then you have a gaze at it, and it's like, the photo's 93% nose.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
Interesting.
Actually, weirdly, I remember saying that.
Yeah.
So Mogi started it all.
Yeah, he did.
And then
No
you
surprises.
agreed and went on about how massive your honker is.
Indeed.
That's weird, isn't it? Because it all felt quite recent, but it's a couple of years old there. How about that?
There you go, eh?
Hey?
Far out.
Hey,
We're doing
how about
content that's 2 years old.
And it was funny because I think, like, I'd always been aware of Keezy's nose, but it wasn't until we had that discussion and he pointed his
It was
out
good that he
I
pointed
went,
it out.
Good God, yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
difference is I have to point mine out, Jace. With yours, you don't need to.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.